What is up, ladies and gentlemen? How is it going? Welcome back to World of Tanks. Today I am back with yet another news episode, and in this episode I am going to take a little bit deeper look into patch 9.20. So I believe I can call today's episode Update 9.20 preview episode, because I am going to talk about a lot of different things, but some of those topics they need separate dedicated episode because they're just so bloody big topics. But before I get into any further action, I have to say huge thank you, guys. Huge thank you, not thank you, by the way. You guys keep reminding me that I should say thank you for such an awesome feedback on my news episodes. I have never ever received that many emails, that many messages in the game, on YouTube, on Facebook, about any other series ideas on my channel other than this one over here, where you guys are saying thank you for all your work, thank you for keeping me up to date with the latest news, thank you for letting me know what I should grind, what I should look out for, and so on. And this really makes me feel good. This makes me feel that I'm doing the right thing over here. So once again, my pleasure, and as we all know, you can read about all that from different places, but seems like you guys are enjoying the fact that you can get all the information from one place without reading anything, maybe watching the gameplay action in the background and just chillaxing. And you get to know what is going on in World of Tanks. So I wasn't expecting this kind of feedback from you guys, but just perfect, and thank you. But now guys, let's get right into the news. This time no Keemstar action. As I said, today's episode is going to be about 9.20, and let's preview this upcoming patch. That seems to be, I believe, the biggest patch so far. This year, I mean. It is huge, with a lot of rebalancing, with new game mode, with new tanks and so on. So, Update 9.20 is entering Super Test today, actually a few days ago, bringing a red-hot array of new features and adjustments. With it, we address your feedback on the stun effect, so they are going to tune the SPGs once again a little bit, continue Tech 3 revision, add a 30 versus 30 scenario for random battles. This is that 30 versus 30 random battle special mode with 60 tanks on the battlefield, with 2 new maps as well, if I remember correctly. And finally, they are going to unleash 9 new Chinese TDs. Awesome, a lot more new vehicles. And I actually have one replay about one of those new Chinese TDs on my mailbox already, because the guy who sent it to me said he wasn't able to upload it to my replay site. Maybe version difference, or I have to look into it, and for some odd reason I wasn't able to get it working. So as soon as I am going to get it working, I am going to show you one of those new Chinese TDs in action as well. It's supposed to be one super awesome battle. I actually wanted to add this battle on the background for this episode, but yeah, for some technical issues I wasn't able to do that. And by the way guys, maybe some of you do know, do they have any replay sites dedicated for the Chinese server or for the Asia server as well? I do not know any, but if you do know any replay sites for those servers, please let me know in the comment section down below, or hit me up anywhere, send me any messages or emails. But now guys, I believe it is time to move on. As I said, a lot of different topics and a lot of big topics into patch 9.20. For example, vehicle rebalance. This time we are focusing on 4 national lines: Japanese vehicles, French vehicles, USA tanks, and tanks from the Soviet Russia as well. And the German Tech 3 is getting a few tweaks too, as a follow-up to the comprehensive revision it received in early 2017. They are working on the combat parameters of the Maus, Moisen and Yak Tiger 8.8, which is the Raid Premium TD, as we all remember. But for this huge topic, for this huge vehicle rebalancing topic, I am going to make one big separate episode for that, because we really do have a lot of different changes to some of those vehicles. I have made a lot of episodes about the vehicle rebalance in 9.20 already, but I believe you guys need one compact episode where I'm talking about all those changes in one episode. But in case you haven't seen any of my episodes about patch 9.20 or you do not know what is going on with this patch, a quick introduction to you what Wargaming is thinking about doing. So for the Japanese vehicles, they are fine-tuning Type 4 Heavy, Type 5 Heavy, OY Experimental as well, and I believe ONI received some changes as well. What they are doing to those vehicles is they are nerfing the armor a little bit. Not by much, but actually OY, or was that OY Experimental, that armor is going to be nerfed quite significantly, but for Type 4 Heavy, Type 5 Heavy, I believe they are going to stay the same pretty much, especially when they are going to angle their tanks a little bit. But for the US, French, Soviet, Russian, and actually for the British vehicles as well, I do not know why it doesn't show British vehicles over here at the moment, but Wargaming is going to buff all those medium tank turrets. For example, from the US Tech tree, M46 Patton's turret is going to be a lot better. M48 Patton in tier 10 is going to receive completely new turret. I think it was called M48A5 Patton, so maybe this name is also going to be changed, or the tank name is going to be changed, because at the moment it is M48A1 Patton because of the turret. On the French tech tree, AMX30 first prototypes turret, frontal turret armor is going to be better. Same goes to the AMX30P. D54 on the Soviet tech tree, Object 140s, the roof armor is going to be buffed as well, and some other changes that I am going to cover in my vehicle rebalance episode, in-depth rebalance guide, or I don't know, introduction episode. But let's move on. Next up, let's talk about SPG Improvements. The work on fine-tuning SPGs didn't stop with the patch 9.18. The team spent a few months analyzing your feedback and came up with a set of tweaks to improve the experience for players in RT and those fighting against RT. The increased SPG splash radius with patch 9.18 often confused players, where you thought you were safe from the enemy RT, laying low behind the cover, but received damage regardless, or received the stun effect. To fix these issues, they refined the stun and damage calculation mechanics, adding an extra set of variable for shooting over obstacles. You do not have to worry about RT if you are behind the cover, like 100% cover that is more than 2 meters thick. Doesn't matter if it is destructible or indestructible. If you are hidden, completely hidden, behind the cover that is more than 2 meters thick, you are safe. If an SPG shoots, your tank won't get stunned or damaged. Easy. Second scenario, tanks hiding behind a fence or a small house that is less than 2 meters thick will get stunned and receive the same amount of damage as if they were out in the open without any cover whatsoever. So cover has to be over 2 meters thick, and no fences are going to help you out over here. But here is also a third scenario. Let's say you are behind a cover that is over 2 meters thick. Let's say you are behind one big house, okay? But your vehicle is not fully hidden. In this case, the stun duration and damage depend directly on how exposed your tank is. Based on the size of the visible area, a vehicle can get or can receive 25% of the total damage and stun time, or 50 or 75 or 100% of the total damage and stun time. Depends on how hidden your tank is. So 25% jumps from 0 to 25, 50, 75 and 100. And I believe this system is fair and square. It is quite realistic, if I may say so. Also, to provide you a full lowdown on your performance in a battle, the post-battle stats will now brief you on the total stun time you caused. So you are able to see how many seconds you missed to complete your mission, for example, to complete your artillery mission. And these were all the fine-tunings to the SPGs with upcoming patch 9.20. Next topic, let's talk about Chinese DDs. We are going to receive 9 new Chinese DDs that are revving their engines, ready to hit the battlefield. Wargaming said, yes, we are talking about the line that rolled out on the Chinese server a few months ago. We know this is something you have been waiting for, you have been asking for, and we are excited to make them available for all players. We will have more to share on each vehicle as we get closer to release, so stay tuned. Over here what we have at the moment is first the preview about every single tank. You can see the guns, engines and then tracks and so on. But I believe this is yet another topic that needs a dedicated episode, and I think I am going to make one proper introduction episode to the new Chinese TDs, to all those 9 Chinese TDs with some Chinese TD gameplay action on the background as well. Hopefully I can get this replay working, we'll see. But now let's see what are the names at least. So in the tier 2 we have D26G FT. In tier 3 position we have M3G FT. A lot of FTs. Tier 4 is SU76G FT. And you can see the profile picture as well, so a little idea what this tank is all about. In tier 5 position we have 60G FT. Okay, interesting name. And now seems like they are going to copy all the light tanks, medium tanks and heavy tanks, name wise I mean. So in the tier 6 position we have WZ131G FT. In tier 7 position we have D34-2G FT. In the tier 8 position WZ1111FT. Tier 9 WZ111G FT. And tier 10 we have WZ113G FT with 152mm boomstick, 290 penetration, 750 alpha damage, and yes, this is going to hit hard. But more about that in the future, maybe even tomorrow or the day after that, we'll see when I can get some Chinese gameplay action for you as well on the background. But let's move on. Next topic, new scenario for random battles. Have you ever wanted to test your metal outside the 15 versus 15 setup? Well, you will soon get your chance. Starting in patch 9.20, the game adds a new 30 versus 30 grand battle mode with 60 players fighting over an all-new 1.4 by 1.4 Nebelberg map that was created specially for this scenario. Available alongside other random battle types, it is exclusive to tier 10 vehicles and follows the rules of standard battles. So you have to capture the enemy base or you have to destroy every single enemy tank to secure the victory. The number of SPGs is limited to 4 per side to ensure enjoyable experience for all vehicle classes. So in random battles we have 3 per side limitation, SPG limitation at the moment, and we have 15 tanks. On each side. Over there we have 30 tanks on each side and only 4 artilleries. I believe this is quite doable, because if you receive 1 shot from RT you can consider yourself being extremely lucky. 1 out of let's say 26 chance. Yes, awesome. So stay tuned for a detailed overview of Grand Battle Mode with a closer look at personal missions available in it, medals, mark of excellence you can earn and more. So there is more information coming about this new game mode. But for the end of the episode, let's take a look at some shiny pictures, because yet another 12 vehicles are going to be reworked into the HD quality. We have D69 over here, for example, a couple of artilleries, and of course guys, we have Badget 25T over here as well. That is going to be reworked, or I believe we can say straight out nerfed. Or actually, under one of my episodes where I talked about patch 9.20 and changes to the French medium tanks, yes, a lot of you guys said that this is straight out nerf and you hate wargaming for that, but at the same time a lot of you guys said that this was needed, it is completely fine rebalance, and a lot of you guys even said that this is straight out buff and they are going to enjoy this new Badget a lot more than that previous version, or the version that we have in the game at the moment. But more about new Badget in my in-depth vehicle rebalance episode in the patch 9.20, because we have a lot to talk about, and I believe this episode is already close to 15 minutes long, and I really do not want to make it over, I don't know, 30 minutes, because I can easily talk up to 40 minutes actually. about all those changes, upcoming changes. Yeah, but interesting times, most definitely. This is one interesting and massive patch for World of Tanks, and I am excited to see new things. Doesn't matter how good or bad they are at first, I like new things, as always. But for now, that is it from me. I hope you enjoyed. Of course, let me know what you think about all those upcoming changes. And I catch you in my next episode. Stay awesome, take care, and bye. And of course, guys, if you would like to stay even more awesome, you might want to check out my Beast Mode Gear store. There might be something for you. Go check it out. But now I am done. Take care and bye.